If you are thinking of doing an MBA in Singapore is a worthy investment, watch this video because here are my honest thoughts 2 years after doing an MBA. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you have been here before, you might remember my video where I shared my journey of pursuing an MBA at Nanyang Business School. Today I'm here with another video. The reason why I'm making another video is because many of you have reached out to me after watching the first video, and I realized how important it is to share more information and discuss the pros and cons of doing an MBA in Singapore. I know how you feel because I was in the same exact position watching videos after videos on YouTube about MBA, and I wish I had more access to real-life student experience in the business school. We all know that the tuition fees alone is pretty substantial at more than about 81,000 Sing dollar, and not only that, for some of you with jobs, you have to quit your job, leave your home country, friends and families, and have no income for the next 1 year. It will be a significant change in your life, and I wish more people can have a better understanding of the decision that they are making. This video will share more about how life is like for myself and for my classmates 2 years after MBA. I will be breaking down the costs, the challenges, the opportunities, and whether I'll make the same choice again. If you have already decided or have enrolled in the program, you can watch this video to see how MBA life in NTU is going to be like for you in the coming months. So let's start with what I believe is the most critical consideration for many of you: the tuition fees of pursuing an MBA in Singapore. The tuition fees for NTU's MBA program are $81,000 750 Sing dollar. This is one of the most affordable among top business schools in Singapore, especially when compared to institutions like NUS or INSEAD. SMU is at $81,700, which is the same as NTU. NUS stands at $99,200 and INSEAD is the highest at about $146,000. However, tuition fees is just one part of the equation. Let's look at the additional costs. Assuming you are a student in NTU and if you stay in a graduate hall, it's about 800 Sing dollar per month. If you look for a shared room in a flat nearby the campus, it will probably cost around $1,000 to $1,300 per month. The prices of food here in Singapore ranges from low to high. You can get a meal for around $5 to $7, especially in the school canteen. But I can assure you that there will be days you will go out to hang out with your classmates or network with people, and a typical meal with drink can set you about $50 per meal. Hence, I would say a month expense on meal would be about $600. If you are staying in graduate hall, you will need daily necessities and your groceries will probably cost $200 per month. Thankfully, the public transport system in Singapore is well connected and you can get to almost anywhere by bus or train. The fares are relatively affordable at about $2 per trip. However, there will be days where you might need to take a Grab, which is the equivalent of Uber, and the prices are about $12 and it can go up to $40. There will be surges and the amount can be pretty high too. Miscellaneous expenses is about $300 as it covers costs such as phone bill, medical costs, shopping expenses, and maybe your Wi-Fi router as well. During the MBA, you will have a 1-week trip for school exchange and flights are not included. You will have to pay for it, and depending on the country that you are going to, it can cost up to $1,500 for the entire trip. One more thing to add is the cost of the flights from your home country to Singapore and the temporary accommodation if your room is not ready for rent yet. When you add all of these up, the total cost of pursuing an MBA in Singapore for a year can easily exceed 100,000 Sing dollar, and that's a lot of money. And again, as I mentioned earlier, let's not forget the opportunity cost of quitting your job, leaving your home country, and having no income for a year. This is a decision that requires careful thought and planning. Now, what happens after you graduate? I'll be honest with you and say that the job market in Singapore is very competitive. Many of my classmates took months to find a job. You are not only competing with local MBA graduates from NUS, SMU, and INSEAD, but also with international professionals and local talent. The Singapore government prioritizes jobs to be given to Singaporeans first, and there is a high criteria and point systems for foreign expats to get a work visa. Many of my classmates returned to their home countries after graduation. However, a portion of them were able to secure good position with higher pay in their home country. But is the investment worth the pay increase? Well, it depends. For example, if you spend over 100,000 Sing dollar on tuition and living expenses and your pay only increases by $1,000 per month, it might not justify the cost. You will be surprised how quickly this 100,000 will be used catches up in a year. Well, that being said, there are success stories as well. A classmate of mine launched her own business in Singapore and has made hundreds of thousands of dollars from just doing e-commerce. Others have landed jobs in companies like Apple, Google, and the Big Four. But here is an important point. It is not just the MBA degree that got them these roles. I have to repeat again. It is not just the MBA degree that got them those roles. It is a combination of factors including prior job experience, interviews, and the state of the job market at the time. These classmates of mine got great jobs in their home country and they have years of experience in their industry and function. I just want to set a realistic expectations that you are not guaranteed a job in Singapore even after you have completed an MBA in Singapore. Depending on your skills and luck, you cannot expect a $100,000 salary right after you graduate. I've seen some of my classmates who are proactive, applied for hundreds of jobs, and attended many networking events and still take months to secure a job. It really depends on your skills, experience, and many of the times luck too. One thing to add is that you should not expect the career office to help you find a job. I have also mentioned this in the previous video. The career office is only there to assist and help you with your resume, do mock interviews with you, but a job is not guaranteed. As for me, I am a Singaporean and I've been in my family's furniture business for many years. My main area of focus is marketing and content creation, and the reason why I took an MBA was to gain professional and personal growth. I always wanted to learn more about the fundamentals of doing businesses and advance my understanding in marketing. 2 years later, I stayed in Singapore and continued in my family's furniture business. Doing an MBA gave me ideas and knowledge to improve and expand on our business, and I was inspired in different classes and learned things about like technology, current affairs, and the future economics. One of the most valuable aspects of my MBA experience was actually the friendships I've made. I still keep in close contact with many of my classmates, including my Indian best friend. Just recently, I met some of them for drinks and also went to Malaysia with a classmate of mine and even made a new friend from the junior batch. These connections have been both personal and professionally rewarding. I would also like to share that my program in NTU is only 10 months, even though it was shown that it is a 1-year-long program. I started my MBA journey in August 2022 and had my last class in May 2023. The duration of your time in NTU depends on the path you take, such as whether you'll be doing an internship or overseas exchange or not. I signed up for a summer program in ESSEC in Paris and was there for 2 weeks in June 2023 after I've completed my final class. While the MBA gave me tools and perspective to improve and expand our business, I also recognize that there are many other ways to achieve professional growth. There are many resources online that could teach you almost anything. And also I realized that I did not utilize everything I learned from MBA in my everyday life. These lessons are good to know but not really relevant to my field of expertise. In my case, it is finance and accounting, but if you are from a finance background, you'll find it helpful. At this point, if you enjoy watching this video or feel like you have a more informed decision on whether you should do an MBA, do like this video as it will improve the algorithm and help more people or even your future classmates gain a better understanding of whether they should do an MBA in Singapore. So down to the main question, was it worth it? Well, that's a tough question. And the answer is, I don't know. Life is full of uncertainties and there are no definitive answer. Could I have used that money to start a business or invest in other opportunities? Possibly. Could my life went downhill if I didn't do an MBA? Well, that's possible too. My life will be different regardless of the decision I make. Let me also be very honest, is that you don't need an MBA to earn more money. There are countless of successful entrepreneurs and professionals who have built amazing careers without a master's degree. It is good that if you are watching this video, it means that you are taking a proactive step to invest in yourself. But the key is also to understand your goals and whether an MBA aligns with them. Here are my top 3 advice if you are considering an MBA. The first and most critical step is to plan your finances. An MBA is a significant financial commitment, often exceeding more than $100,000 when you include tuition, living expenses, and opportunity costs. Make sure that you have a clear understanding of how you will fund this investment. Avoid debt wherever possible. If pursuing an MBA means taking a substantial debt, I strongly advise against it. The financial pressure after graduating can be overwhelming, especially if the job market is competitive or if the ROI isn't immediate. it is better to save and build a financial cushion first. If you do decide to go ahead with doing an MBA, look into any scholarships, grants, or employer sponsorships available. NTU, for instance, offers some financial aid options that could help to reduce the burden. If you can't manage the cost without jeopardizing your financial stability, my honest advice is to reconsider doing an MBA at this point in time. Number 2, you need to set clear goals. Before even apply, take the time to define your goals. Ask yourself, why am I doing an MBA? What do I hope to achieve after graduating? Is this the best path to get me there? Having clear goals will help you make the most out of the program and help you keep focused during the intense one-year journey. Be honest with yourself. If your goals can be achieved through alternative routes, it's worth exploring those as well. The opportunity cost of doing an MBA is high, not just financially but also in terms of time and effort. It is important to evaluate the alternatives and weigh them against the benefits of doing an MBA. What could you do with $100,000 instead? With $100,000, you could bootstrap a startup or invest in an existing business venture. If you have always dreamed of being an entrepreneur, this might be a better use of your resources. Many industries value specialized certifications like CFA, PMP, or data science credentials over general MBA. These can often be more cost-effective and targeted. Sometimes gaining experience in a new role or company can provide the career growth that you are looking for without the need of an MBA. You should also evaluate the non-financial alternatives. With so many online courses and books and workshops available, you can acquire new skills and knowledge without enrolling in a formal program. Building relationships with mentors or joining professional groups can also offer many of the networking benefits of an MBA at a fraction of the cost. The NTU MBA was definitely a life-changing experience for me, but whether is it worth it for you will depend entirely on your goals, financial situation, and expectations. There is no single correct answer. What works for one person may not work for the other. Take the time to reflect, research, and make the choice that aligns best with your aspirations. If you find this video helpful, please like and subscribe and share it with anyone who is considering an MBA. If you have any question or need more advice, comment MBA in the comment section below and reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'll give you more insights on MBA life in Singapore. My LinkedIn is in the description below. If you have not watched my video on my MBA experience in NTU, you can click the video on the side to watch it. I have detailed every single event of my MBA journey in NTU, including the summer program experience in Paris. Thanks for watching. Until then, take care and I'll see you in the next video.